What's going on, everybody? This is Craig here with Craig Dacey Financial Coaching, and I'm going to be talking to you about EveryDollar and what to do if you have leftover money at the end of the month. Do you roll it over to the next month? Do you hold on to it, or both? And how can you do that inside the software? So we're going to be looking at that today. But first, I do want to invite you to a free Facebook group. It's an EveryDollar support group. There's a link in the description below. Jump in there. We're there to help each other as we use this software to take control of our money. All right. Well, let's jump into the budget. And I'm going to scroll through this mock budget that I have here. And we're going to scroll on down to restaurants. So let's just say you budgeted some money for eating out this month, right? And you get to the end of the month and you didn't spend it all. You have some left over. Let's just say $50. So I'm going to add a transaction just so we can see the number on here. So it's going to say we have $50 remaining this month. The month ends, and congratulations if you actually ended the month with leftover restaurant money. You'll have to teach me your secrets because I don't think that's ever happened to me. But anyway, you have leftover money. What should you do? Well, when it comes to this kind of stuff, I say it depends on the category. With restaurants, I say don't roll it over because, one, this shows me that $200 is a pretty good number to be budgeting on. Maybe a little high if this is happening every month. This may have just been one of those months where we just didn't eat out a whole lot, so we have a little left over. But we don't necessarily need to have extra next month because of it. So what I would do is I would take that $50 and I'm going to put it on your debt snowball. So one way you can do that is when you come into September, we consider it income. So you can consider it income. You could say restaurant leftover, and it was $50. And then you just come all the way down to your debt, and you add it to that debt snowball, to your smallest debt. That's one way to do it. The other way is if you just don't want to log it in EveryDollar, just at the end of the month, you're like, oh, I have an extra $50. You can just go make an extra $50 payment on your debt snowball. But for those of you who like to have it all written down and logged and everything, that's one way to do it. Now, there are some categories, as I'm scrolling around on here trying to find my spot, there are some categories where it makes sense to roll it over. And one of those is clothing. And so, yeah, maybe you don't buy clothes every month, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to roll it over. Maybe you just didn't get a chance to go to the store this month, but you're going to need extra clothes, or maybe you're one of those people who goes every few months on one big trip instead of, buying clothes each month. So things like that, I think it's okay to roll over. One way to do that. So let's just say clothing. Again, we're going to add a transaction. I'm going to say you spent $150. Oops, except for you don't have $150 to budget. So we're going to try that again. This one only has $100 to budget. So let's say you spent $50 already. And so you have an extra $50 left over. So that's going to roll over. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn the clothing item into a fund. So what this means is that it's going to track your rollover each month. From month to month, it's going to track how much you have. So now that it's a fund, your starting balance was 0. We added 50 to it, so it's going to say 50. Next month, when you budget, you're going to budget another $100. This is going to reflect 150 because you have 2 months. So it's going to track it for you, so you know you have $150 there. And so that 50 will stay in your bank account or in your cash envelope, wherever it is. And you know that it's just adding on to it, and it tracks it in EveryDollar. So then as you add in transactions, maybe you go on a bigger trip next month and spend $125. Well, you can log that, and it's going to deduct it from the full fund. All right, so that's 2 different ways. Just decide on your variable expenses, your groceries. Do you carry it over? Do you not? And it's totally up to you. It's preference. Some of them I don't. Groceries I don't. Clothing I do. Anything like that where you just think about it. Variable expenses, how do you want to manage that? If you want it to carry over, turn it into a fund, and it's going to roll it over, and it'll reflect it in EveryDollar. I hope that helps. I know that question's been bouncing around a lot, so if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys later.